Good morning everybody, I'm on Metalhead here, hope you're doing well. Just on the Elizabeth line, I'm going out to Reading today, and then on to Oxfordshire to go visit Agatha Christie's grave. But first stop, we're going to go stop in Southall for some lunch and a lovely Sikh temple that I've been before. Anyway, let's go. Alright, just getting on the train at Hayes and Harlington. This train ticket has cost me 16 quid in total to get to Reading, which I think is very ridiculous how the Elizabeth line goes all the way out to Reading, but Oyster cards stop like a few stops before Reading. So therefore you have to use National Rail tickets to get to Reading. So in total, I'm paying $16.20 to get to Reading return today from the second last tube station you can use, and then I'm gonna get to Cholsey, where Agatha Christie is buried. So that's probably gonna cost me maybe a return of maybe just a tenner, I guess. I'll have to book the tickets on the app. So literally this is the Elizabeth line platform. I'm just gonna wait until 11:30 for the Elizabeth line to take me to Reading. Which, this is a part of London, I mean no, it's not London, it's a part outside of London that I've never ever visited in my many years living in Britain. I never really wanted to go to Reading, even for that little lousy festival, Reading Festival. They used to be quite big back in the day, but then my friend said to me that Reading Festival is mainly just for the teenagers. And then, you know the drill, if an act is crap, like 50 Cent and G-Unit, they'll get bowled off stage. Hell, even Def Leppard got bottled with piss when they performed, was it Monsters of Rock, 1980, 81, Donington, Reading, somewhere around there. So before I get to Agatha Christie's grave, let's do a little bit of a short summary about her life, according to findagrave.com. Agatha Christie, born Agatha Mary Clarissa Miller on the 15th of September 1890 in Torquay in Devon, England, and she died the 12th of January 1976, age 85, Wallingford, South Oxfordshire district in Oxfordshire. So no wonder why she's buried near Oxfordshire. Her resting place is St.Marys churchyard at Cholsey, South Oxfordshire. And let's see. So it says author, she gained international fame as an English mystery writer credited with 66 best-selling novels and 14 collections of short stories. She was the youngest daughter of Frederick Alva and Clarissa Miller. She was mainly educated at home by her mother and attended a girls' private school for a couple of years before going to Paris as a teenager to study singing and piano. Her grandfather, Nathan Miller, was a self-made man, earning his lifetime a fortune, which he left to her father. Her father's occupation, according to her birth certificate, was a gentleman or a solicitor. Right? Her writing career began with the publication of The Mystery Affairs and Style in 1920, which she introduced Hercule Poirot, a fictional Belgian detective. The Hercule Poirot character was extremely successful and appeared in a long-running made-for-television series, as well as several films including her 1937 Death on the Nile and a 2022 film. She first gained recognition after the publication of Detective Poirot's Murder of Roger Ackroyd in 1926, followed by with Murder on the Orient Express in 1934. Now, Murder on the Orient Express was actually written when she was in Aleppo, and it's about this guy who's traveling on the famous Orient Express that goes from Istanbul to Venice, onto London, and he's got to deal with like a murder, so it's all like about a murder mystery. Like that's what Agatha Christie was famous for writing. And the last occurred in 1975 for a total of 25 novels and short stories. In 15 of her novels, she introduced in 1930 Miss Mayfield, an early amateur sleuth character who lived in a quiet English village. Besides the mystery, she wrote over a dozen plays, including the long-running 1975 play, The Mousetrap. and 6 romantic novels under the pseudonym of Mary Westmacott. The books, which have been sold over 1 billion copies in the English language and over 1 billion in foreign languages, have only been outsold by the Bible and Shakespeare, according to her website. She married Colonel Archbishop Christie in 1914, had a daughter in 1919 before they got divorced in 1928. After a very publicized divorce, she continued to author under her married name of Christie. In 1930, she married a notable English archaeologist, Sir Max Mallowan, whom she accompanied to excavation sites in Syria and Iraq. She was made a day in command of the British Empire in 1971. Her autobiography was posthumously published in 1977. So, a life well lived. I was watching the TED presentation about Agatha Christie. Is that she had an older sister who had written a whole bunch of books, and her sister doubted that she could even write anything. It's lunchtime. I'm at Reading Station, waiting for my train to leave at 12:53. And I'm just reminded about how expensive food and drink is at railway stations within Britain. It's literally just airport prices, if you ask me. Like, if you go to an airport, you'll get a meal deal for £4.50. You go outside the airport to the city, meal deal is like what, £3.50, £3.90, depending on where you shop, St.Marys, Tesco's. But you come to a Reading Station and you want a meal deal, £4.50, £4.99, even 99p for a single Cadbury cream egg right now, where you could pick one up from a Savers for 59p. So just save your money. Don't be buying food and drink at train stations. Literally, it is a higher cost of retail to rent these places, so that's why prices are quite high. But in this best bet, alright, you're at Reading. If you just walk out of the station and walk maybe, 200 or so paces, you'll be able to find a Tesco's and a St.Marys without rip-off prices. Train's going to be coming from here in about 19 minutes. There it is. It's only cost me $6.20 return from between Reading and Cholsey. But actually, from Reading you can get to many different places in Britain, even Cardiff, going places, or Bournemouth. But National Rail, as you'll know, they just up the prices. So I just couldn't believe that I'm paying 16 quid to get from West London to Reading. And I thought it would have been cheap because of the Elizabeth line, but they're like, these stations are outside of the London Oyster Zone, so you have to literally get off, tap off, buy a ticket, and get back on. It's a painstakingly annoying process because it just disrupts your travel. I mean, yes, you could go all the way from the east, like the Elizabeth line does, I believe, go through Essex. It goes all the way from Essex to Reading, but just the London Tube Zone basically cuts everything up. Well, here I am at Cholsey in Oxfordshire. Been a long time since I was in this part of Britain. I believe when I went to Banbury 2 years ago, that was the last time I went to Oxfordshire. So, yeah, no longer in London. But I'm in Cholsey now, so let's get going. Well, no ticket gates here in Cholsey. That saved me a bit of time, a bit of a hassle. I got my phone out, unlock it, get my ticket out. Let's get going. It should be a short, under a mile walk to St.Marys Church, where Agatha Christie is buried. I believe I'm a bit hungry right now, even though I had an early lunch at Tesco's. And there's a Tesco's in town, so I might pick something up on the way. I have an open ticket, so I just need to get back on a train before, 4 o'clock today. But this vlog shouldn't take me too long to do. It was spitting a bit in Reading, so I always keep an umbrella in my bag. Thank you very much, Michael Palin. Walking past the recreational centre over here is the town. Very peaceful and quiet here on Saturday. A little bit of information about Cholsey. The church where I'm going to, St.Marys Church. This doesn't say anything about Agatha Christie. Oh, wait, it does. The most famous resident of this parish of Cholsey was the world-renowned author Agatha Christie. She lived in Winterbrook House, in the hamlet of Winterbrook, which has been part of the parish for 100 years. Agatha Christie and her husband Max Mullen are buried in St.Marys churchyard. Yeah, so the church is there. Cholsey Station's here. We're walking up this street. Wallingford is not far where Agatha Christie lived, and so this is sign points to St.Marys Church where Agatha Christie is buried. So it shouldn't take me too long to get to the churchyard. I really like it how so many famous people, they get buried in little churchyards on the outskirts, on the countryside of England. You know, it's like John Lord. I've tried to find his grave twice, not far from here. Haven't succeeded yet. Although I did visit Dusty Springfield's grave in Henley about 5 years ago. So it shouldn't take me too far to get here. Hello. St.Marys Church. Could this be it? For those people who don't live in the United Kingdom, Pepsi bottles have just gone back to the 80s. I don't know why. I just can't understand the point that they're reverting back to the 1980s logos. Yes, I know logos do change over time, but we're in 2024. If it was the anniversary of Pepsi Cola's foundation, then yes, it would be quite nice to have Pepsi bottles in the old logos. But it's just so weird. It's like this year they put the Cadbury bars back to the old size. Well, not the old size, I mean the old shape, the old packaging. This is to celebrate what, like 150 or so years of Cadbury's, and then now just Pepsi decides to be like, oh, we want to be retro again. We just want to be like back to the 80s. Well, I'm only just buying this today because it's the lime flavor. Alright, it's sprinkling a little bit. It's windy right now. It's cold as usual. It's still winter. But I'm in walking distance from St.Marys Church. I can see people's burial plots over there. And so it won't take me too long to find where Agatha Christie is buried. To be frankly honest with you, I have never ever in my entire life touched an Agatha Christie book. I knew her name. I know my mom loves watching some of her TV shows about that Belgian detective. Alright, that's it. Getting close by. This is St.Marys Church. I just love Anglican churches that are all over England. They always tend to have a castle-like statue like that. So this is where Agatha Christie was buried when she passed away, and she is buried here with her second husband. The parish church of St. Mary Cholsey, Reverend Rebecca Peters, St. Mary's Church, Cholsey, traditional Holy Communion, third Sunday of the month. Main morning service, first Sunday of the month. Yes, so bit of history about St. Mary's Church and Agatha Christie. So she took her first husband's name, Archibald Christie, and then basically just used his surname for the rest of her life. That is, well, you know, her pen name, I guess. So it also explains how to get to Wallingford, where Agatha Christie lived, and so this is a Agatha Christie trail. So it does give details on how to get to her grave. So after entering the churchyard, walk along the path to the porch, and then veer right across the grass towards the wall, and you'll see a large gravestone. And these graves, they must go back to what, the 17th century, 18th century, I guess. I like that one over there. It's a Celtic cross. Just reminds you of that Black Sabbath album. Well, you can see the GRW train coming back over here. Porch. It's nice that there are a few Commonwealth war graves listed here. We've got one from the Royal Berkshire Regiment from World War II, and then another one here from the Royal Fosters after World War II. Just saw a car pull up like there, so somebody else is coming to visit Agatha Christie. And I believe I have my eyes set on where she's buried. Yes, it's at the back of the churchyard. Just gonna go past the churchyard, and you'll be where the great writer is buried. Big tombstone with the letter A on the top. Yes. And here it is. M-E-I-M-A-M. Don't know what that is there. So here it is, in memoriam. Agatha Mary Clarissa Marlowan, DBE. Agatha Christie, author, playwright, born the 15th of September 1890, died 12th of January 1976. Sleep after toil, port after stormy seas, ease after war, death after life, does greatly please. And she's buried with her husband, Max Edgar Lucien Malouin, KT, archaeologist, Orientalist, member de Institut de France. I guess it must be part of the French archaeologist. Born the 6th of May 1904, died the 19th of August 1978, so he passed on 2 years after Agatha died. So fans have left some flowers and a little portrait with a little A. And then right beside her grave is the Agatha Christie Centennial Celebrations. The following people and organizations sponsored the planting of 25 trees in the church to commemorate Agatha Christie's centenary and aid the restoration of the church. So all these people were planting trees back in 1990 and donating money to fix up the church. So, this is where the famous author of all time, literally only the Bible and some other book has actually sold more copies than Agatha Christie's works. I even used to think Khalil Gibran's The Prophet, that book is third behind the Bible and this Chinese book. But Agatha Christie, she wrote so many books in her life, and her stories were just quite witty. They always gave you a suspense, oh, somebody was killed, and so it's a murder mystery about who is the person who killed this man, like Murder on the Orient Express. No, I remember about a year ago, bald and bankrupt, and Simon, he went to Aleppo and he stayed at the hotel that Agatha Christie wrote Murder on the Orient Express. So standing on this grave and makes me want to read Murder on the Orient Express when I get home today, even though my book's not going to arrive until Monday. And then there will be a future trip to Syria this year, hopefully, where I can go to Aleppo and see the hotel that Agatha Christie stayed in. So it's a beautiful, cloudy, coldy day here in England, where the great legend Agatha Christie rests. I didn't bring flowers today, and I didn't really bring a pen, although I really wish I did. But I'm going to leave Agatha something. I've just been in Ireland on Sunday, so I'm just going to leave her a 5-euro-cent coin on a grave. Some people like to leave money at people's graves, which is, just a way how they can spend in the afterlife, I guess. It is quite symbolic to leave money on people's graves. I don't really understand the point. But, there again, that's just me paying my respects to the great author, Agatha Christie. Well, it's raining, and I'm gonna go bail out. I just thought, you know what? It's not worth walking the long distance just to get to Agatha Christie's bronze statue. I didn't really have to go today, even if I knew the weather was gonna be crap. But it's not like a day where I tell myself, alright, I have to get out to the west of England and go vlog that grave of Brian Jones. It's not like I pre-book these things. Or when I want to go somewhere really far away, like Manchester and all, I literally have to pre-book this stuff because, cheapest fares get snapped up in advance. So, I'm just gonna leave it tonight. I'm not too sure if I'm really ever gonna come back to this part of Oxfordshire. But it's been great for me to get out of London and go visit where Agatha Christie is buried. Here's some inspiration for me for my upcoming Syrian trip that I will get to Aleppo. Anyway, thanks for following me today. It's rainy, it's gonna be spitting down, and if I don't get on a train soon, I'm gonna catch hypothermia and be a div. Anyway, Martin the Metalhead, over and out.